words can't do everything in the presidency, but they can do a lot.
And to say that he wants to root out systemic racism. Do you know how long people have been waiting for someone in that position to say that? To acknowledge, A, that it exists, and then to acknowledge we want to do something about it.
That it will be
very powerful.
That it will be a priority.
Exactly, Nora, and a priority.
It said, black community, you had my back and I had yours.
The significance, too, of Joe Biden speaking of his loss, not only with his first wife who was killed in a car accident, as well as his son who died of glioblastoma, cancer, which many Americans know the pain of losing someone from cancer, and then referencing that Catholic hymn, and he will raise you up on eagle's wings. Joe Biden becomes the only second Catholic to ever be elected President of the United States since John F. Kennedy. And so there is a resonance here as well.
We'll have a church-going president again. Not since George W. Bush, really, have we had somebody who went to church on Sundays with regularity. We should probably reflect on the sort of modern family-looking group of people up there on stage. We saw Biden's son, Hunter, who we have not seen in public at all over the course of this campaign, who's there.
Holding his new grandchild.
Hunter, yes.
Well, no, the president-elect is holding his.
Yes, and then he has now a total of 7 grandchildren. Natalie, Robert, Maisie, Finnegan, Naomi. Another child that was born to another woman with Hunter, and then the youngest there with his new wife, Melissa. Kamala Harris, those young children, one of them is Amara, her niece. There was a video shot, actually her grandniece. Her niece shot video of them talking the other day about how that 4-year-old could one day become president.
She was sitting on her lap. It was a very cute video. Yes. Yeah, people should look at that.
And Kamala Harris mentioned her stepchildren, Cole and Ella, who are Doug Emhoff's children. And the senator, or the vice president-elect, is actually very good friends with Emhoff's former wife. They're all friendly back in Los Angeles. But these are faces and names we'll get to know over the next few years as they take office.
I mean, and you know, when you talk about, filling your cabinet with people that look like America, that's what that stage looks like right now. Look at the range of color, the range of age, male, female. It really is a beautiful sight to see them all there together. And I love when he said to Kamala Harris, "You're now a Biden, like it or not. You're now a Biden for life, like it or not."
You get the feeling you would want to deputize the whole country into that, given what he really wants to do.
Racist, yeah.
Well, there is something that always strikes me about Joe Biden, given that he has had 47 years in public life and has been busy, is that he calls his children every single day. He calls most of his grandchildren every single day.
Just to say hey?
Just to say hey. Yeah, I know you text with your kids every day and send pictures and stuff too. But
those of us with teenagers don't get a response.
Yeah, exactly.
It's temporary, John. It's temporary.
There's something unique about really that diligence with which he loves and cares for his family. And it was really something actually that you heard now Vice President-elect Harris mention in her remarks about the decency that embodies Joe Biden. It's a word he used too, to marshal the forces of decency. They both had similar words that they used: decency, truth, healer, uniter. That was
science. Yeah, they both emphasized science, which I thought was interesting. And not to COVID.
It was a speech that was very true to Joe Biden.
Yes.
The reason it sounded so natural is because these are themes that he has sounded throughout his political career, including 36 years on Capitol Hill. He was always someone who was trying to make a deal, trying to reach out to the other side. In fact, some Democrats were frustrated with him when he was vice president because they felt he was too eager to reach out to the other side and make a deal. I was just reading a quote from a Republican in Congress from a few years ago who said, "I don't always agree with him, but I do trust him implicitly. He doesn't break his word. He doesn't waste time telling me why I'm wrong. He gets down to brass tacks and keeps sight of the stakes." You know who said that?
Who?
Mitch McConnell.
Oh, win, Nancy, win.
The long game.
Yeah. In the book.
I was going to say, John, how would you know that? I got encyclopedic mind again. Here's another first in the Biden White House. Biden's dog, Major, will be the first shelter pup to live in the White House. I don't know what kind of dog Major is. John Dickerson, what kind of dog?
I know, he's a German Shepherd. The Bidens have always had German Shepherds.
They have?
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, I was keeping count. He said folks 7 times.
But
That
no
was
malarkey.
No malarkey
Malarkey
tonight.
once.
That's right.
He threw a y'all in there as well.
You know, I found the phrase that I was looking for, Vice President-elect's phrase about Joe Biden. She said he is a man with a big heart who loves without abandon.
Yes.
And he certainly has done that with his family and through his career as a public servant. And that will be his task, is to love with abandon those who disagree with him vehemently, and the direction that perhaps he wants to take the country, and feel sort of stuck in their ways about what they believe, and the distrust that has really come to embody our politics. That you can, for some reason, it's extended beyond what you believe, that you can't trust the other person.
Ayan guys, nakaselebrate ako sa TV ng ating USA elected President. President-elect Biden and Harris. Guys, ayan.
I like too that he mentioned
And
again,
at the
he
same
worked just as
time,
hard for those who didn't work for me.
my
I worked just as
baby
hard for you.
girl's
Again, he
8th
keeps
birthday
extending that branch to
today.
say, I'm here for you and want to work with you. I think that's a very important message to send. And you can't say it enough. You can't say it enough, because we are deeply divided. We sit here tonight as a nation.
And of course, saying it isn't enough,
Yeah,
which is to
you're
say, you know, but I think behind these words, whether it actually works out this way in his presidency or not, behind them is the struggle to at least get caught trying to reach out. And that's, you know, anybody can put words on a page, but he really, and in fact was penalized by this in the Democratic primaries for this idea that you have to reach out to get anything done. And sometimes have to reach out and work with people you might not think are the most swell people in the world, but that's the way you make progress.
But I say again, John, just the fact that he chose Kamala Harris, we talked